What is going on, guys? I hope you're all having an embraceful day. Today we're going to be finally putting the headers onto the car. Before we get into the whole header install and everything like that, I want to explain to you guys the exhaust. A lot of you guys have been asking me, why don't I just put the exhaust already? Why don't I just whatever it may be. The reason for why I haven't put the exhaust is because the hole that goes right here is only cut out onto the diffuser. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while, or if you guys are new to the channel, I sent the diffuser out to go get made out of carbon fiber at Slick Carbon. Kind of too early, I can't even talk right now, but I sent the diffuser to go get it made at Slick Carbon, and I'm still waiting for that to get back. It's been like about 3 months, but that's all I've been waiting for. I'm just waiting for the diffuser. So when I get the diffuser, I'll have the exact measurement of where the hole needs to go. I'll put it on there, I'll trace it out, and I'll be able to cut it out of the bumper, because if I ever need to remove the diffuser, I'll have a clean cut exhaust hole onto that bumper right there. I won't have a like jagged line or anything like that, or have it crooked or anything like that, because that's the only thing that I'm worried about, is if I pull the diffuser and I just randomly just cut it out right now, I'll have like a random cut or anything like that, and that's not what I want. So that's a little update for you guys on the exhaust, which is the only reason why I'm going to be installing the headers right now. So there's two things that I want to figure out regarding the headers. One, will the new headers make it a lot louder? And the second one is the weight. See if there's any weight difference between them. Before I actually even start putting the headers or doing anything like that, I want to measure how loud the stock exhaust is. So I'm going to turn on the car, let it get warm onto operating temperatures, and then we'll do the exact same thing once we put the headers on. We'll let it get warm, because it's probably going to cool down by the time we put the headers on. So the car is pretty much warmed up already. Now what I'm going to do is I downloaded this app. It's called the decibel meter. So I guess it's supposed to measure the decibels of whatever noise is coming out. And it tells you up top right here, like if I stop talking, watch. Ah! See, it tells you kind of like what it's kind of simulating, or kind of imitating, I guess you could say. So I'm going to put this up against the exhaust, and we're going to see what my stock exhaust measures. So as you guys were able to tell right here, the peak was 68. The max is, I was testing it out earlier, and that's kind of as high as I could get it, so that doesn't really matter. Just what matters is the peak. How high it got was 68. The average is 67. So we're gonna keep those numbers into mind. Of course, they'll be saved right here onto the app. And now I'm gonna give you guys a couple revs. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put the phone down there, give you guys a couple revs, and we'll see what that kind of measures out to. I'm probably gonna stick to around maybe 4 to 4,500 RPM. So I'll try and stick around that range. So these are the numbers that I saw from camera. So the stock headers reached a high decibel reading of 69, and for the headers actually revving, the highest it got to was 119. I actually topped it out at 5,000 RPM, so that was the highest that I got to, but I was trying to keep it at 4,000 around there, but it did get up to 5K. So those are the numbers right there. So now I'm just gonna wait for the car to cool down, and then we'll start pulling the header off, and then we'll put the new header on, and we'll repeat the same process. So I got the car jacked up in the air. All 4 tires are off the ground, and I just want to show you guys this right here. Look at all my scraping right here. Almost completely flat right here. Good thing is that I already have this S pipe with me. I don't think I'm gonna be installing the S pipe. I'm just gonna be doing the cat that's right here. I mean the header. There's a cat on the header on this one. But let me show you guys the back. Look at this pipe right here. This one is completely messed up right here. There's a small little crack on it, so it does have an exhaust leak right here. But I mean, man, I scrape a lot right here, and the reason for that is because the axle back, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, I got the axle back part of the exhaust done at a shop, and the hackery that shop did, that hanger that's back there, there's nowhere to hold it. So this pipe, as you guys can tell, it causes a vibration inside the car when the car is standing still, like at a stoplight or anything like that. The car tends to, well, the exhaust vibrates and it hits this middle brace over here. Let me show you guys. It hits this metal brace right here. That one right there. So what I'm thinking about doing when I do completely do the exhaust, this pipe is no longer going to be, I mean, usable. So I'll probably just put straight pipe from there. But this one, and it's so hard to maneuver down here. I am going to be keeping the mid pipe. The mid pipe does have a resonator right here, but I'm going to be adding another resonator. So there's going to be 2 resonators. So from here, it's going to disconnect, and it's going to be straight pipe all the way towards the back, coming out as a dual tip. So that's the plan, but I just want to show you guys this exhaust leak that's right here. So once I install the headers, it's not going to sound 100% perfect because of this leak that's right here. It is going to restrict it a little bit, but I mean, nonetheless, we're still going to install the header. We're still going to give it a go, give it a rip. Hopefully it gives this exhaust a better sounding tone. I did like this exhaust in the beginning when before I took it to the shop and they welded it. They did a hackery back there. I mean, let me show you guys. So this is the axle back portion of my exhaust right there that you see right there. That's where it scraped off. So they modified it from here all the way back, the axle back. So what they did is they got a different type of piping. My whole entire exhaust was supposed to be a 2.5 inch exhaust, but once they added this one, they downsized it to a 1 inch, and all the bends that they did, I mean, I'm pretty sure they decreased the piping a lot more. And then look at these. I mean, why? And then over here, sick welds, bro. And over here, this is how they held on the exhaust from here. So I'm pretty happy that I'm going to be changing out this exhaust. This exhaust is a eBay exhaust, which was my first exhaust I ever put on this car, which I'm happy to replace any day. When I first got it, it did sound good until they made this modification right here. I just stopped liking it. It's going to be changed out anyways, so let's get into the header install. So I am going to be changing out 2 birds in 1 stone, the S pipe and the Tsudo 4-2-1 long tube header. As you guys can tell, this one doesn't have the cat. This stock one does. It comes with all the necessary hardware, the gaskets, this other gasket, the screws, and I didn't know it had like this plug for the O2 sensor, which I'm probably not going to be putting this on. I don't know why you would want to. I personally don't want to be putting any codes onto the car, so we're going to keep that off for the time being. In a previous video, I mentioned there was a bump right here. I already ended up sanding that down, so it's completely flush right here. So there's no imperfections on this anymore, just on the body itself. There are like scratches and whatnot, deep scratches like right here, as you guys can tell, which I couldn't polish that out, but I mean, I don't really care. Whenever I do end up putting a turbo, I mean, this is going to have to end up coming out and have to put a turbo manifold. So I don't really care. First things first, I'm going to remove these top screws that are on top of the manifold and those bottom ones where the cats are. Man, this one, out of all of them, this one hiding over here in this damn little corner is gonna take forever to take off, guys. Forever. Just that small little turn, get back over here, another small little turn. I'm gonna be here all day, guys, all day. Oh, finally, this freaking nut. This nut. Oops. Good thing falls straight through the bottom. Ah, another one. 2 bolts in a row. But like I said, since I don't have anything to protect it from the bottom, they fall straight through. I got the top 5 nuts off of the top of the exhaust manifold. Now we're gonna work on the bottom. On the bottom, there's only 2. There's that one, and where's it at? That one right there. But before I undo those, I'm gonna undo the actual exhaust from the S-pipe, or the header from the S-pipe, just so I can get a little bit more wiggle room right here. So take these 2 off, and then we'll take those off. So I got this one loosened from where it actually connects to the header, that cap portion of the header, but the other side, on this side, I couldn't get that, like I couldn't put anything on there to try and loosen it, so I'm just loosening it from the bracket, the actual bracket that it's holding on to. I'll show you guys once I take it off, but that's where I loosened it because I couldn't actually take off the nut off the other one. So I think I got the header pretty much loosened, so I should be able to come off. So actually, before I actually get ahead of myself and get the header out, I was planning on just getting the header out and then keeping it here and then taking off the O2 sensor. But I think it's going to be easier just to undo the clip. So I'm just going to undo the clip, just to make things a lot easier. Hope I don't break the clip. There we go. Now I don't know why there's a clamp right here though. There's this small little plastic clamp. I don't know why, but I'm going to keep it there. I'll just create some slack for me to be able to remove the header. There we go. Let's go. Look at that freaking header. This is a pretty hefty header, man. It felt pretty heavy. This is so dirty inside these ports. I don't know why it's so dirty. Maybe it's because of all the crustiness that's inside the headers. Allowed it to sit right there as I was unscrewing it. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to get that cleaned out so it doesn't go inside the block. Yeah, it is, because there's a whole bunch of it right here. I'm pretty sure while I was taking it off, since it's so crusty, it just decided just to stay in there. I know I'm not gonna get 100% of it off, but look, as you guys can tell, look how clean it is compared to all those. Look at that. I think that's good enough. I'm just gonna give it a pass, all of them, like I said, and get it cleaned up. Block is completely clean, at least better than what it was before. So now I'm gonna work on getting the S-pipe out of here. Damn, this gasket has seen better days. So now we can get started on installing the new Tsudo 4-2-1 race header and the S pipe, hoping that it does fit. But before we actually get it put onto the car, I kind of want to see the weight measurements. Like I told you guys in the beginning, I want to see how loud they compare to each other, like the decibel rating, and what's the weight difference. So first up, we're gonna weigh up the S pipes. As you guys can tell, this S pipe is a lot bigger than that one, so of course this one's gonna weigh a lot more. I got scared a little bit in the beginning because of this S pipe being so small. I thought it wasn't going to fit, but now I see what it is. The header is what has this bottom piece of the S pipe, and the S pipe is a lot smaller with this one because the header is a lot longer. So place your bets. Which one's gonna be a lot heavier? This stock S pipe or this S pipe? Of course, I mean, it's obvious, like I said, this one's gonna be a lot heavier, but by how much? 2.8 pounds. Let's try it again. 3.4 pounds. 3.4 pounds. So that's 2 times it weighed 3.4 pounds. So I'm going with this S pipe weighs 3.4 pounds. I know this isn't a really great way to measure, but I mean, that's the only thing I have, so we're gonna measure it that way. 6 point something it said. Try it again. 6.0. 6.0. That's like a whole bunch of times it went 6.0. I don't know why the last one was 8 point something. So I'm gonna go with 6.0. The S pipe, the stock S pipe weighs 6.0 pounds. This S pipe, the Tsudo S pipe, weighs 3.4 pounds. So that's a huge difference. But like I said, most of the weight or the rest of the piece of the S pipe is on the header. So let's get to measuring the header, see which one weighs a lot more. All right, let's see. This one's pretty heavy. So 16.0 pounds. That looked like it was dead even. So let's see, and we're gonna measure it again just to make sure. 16.0 pounds. This stock header weighs 16.0 pounds. Now, are we gonna shed some weight or are we gonna add some weight with this new one? Feels a lot. I shouldn't even tell you guys what it feels like. Let's find out. 10.8 pounds. Let's try it again. 11, 12, 12.0. Let's give it another go. 12.0. That's 2 times it does 12.0. So this one weighs 12.0. That one weighs, I think it was it 16.0? I think it was. So that's 4 pounds different compared to the headers. So these are the stats so far. Stock header weighs 16.0 pounds. Tsudo header weighs 12.0 pounds. Then the stock S pipe weighs 6.0 pounds. Tsudo S pipe 3.4 pounds. The total weight of the stock, everything stock header and S pipe, is a total of 22.0 pounds. Now for the Tsudo header and S pipe, it's 15.4 pounds. So it's a total like weight reduction of at least 7 pounds, 6.6 pounds I believe. So that is pretty crazy. 6.6 pounds. I mean, it might not seem like a lot, but anything helps, especially with a slow car like the TC. It won't be slow for that long, but it's a slow car for now. But I mean, that's pretty incredible. So I'm pretty glad that I'm going to be upgrading my headers and all that. The whole entire exhaust, of course, when I put the exhaust, I'll be measuring that out as well and see how much weight we actually removed from the whole complete exhaust system. So that'll be cool to find out. But now it's time to put everything back together. First thing we're gonna put back is gonna be the S pipe. Work from our way back up. So I don't know why these bolts didn't come with washers. So I went to go pick up some washers just so I can put some on there, and that way they don't slip through the holes of the S pipe and the header. So just put the S pipe on there since we do have the O2 sensor hooked up. I'm gonna plug that back in, get it hooked up, get it working perfect. I also hit my head while I was under the car. I don't know if you guys were able to hear me, but I hit my head. Hit my head. What a bozo. So I got the S pipe in, but you can hear my echo. Echo. But I did have the S-pipe in. I didn't tighten it fully down because we can have that adjustability. As you guys can tell, that's a decent amount of adjustability. That way we can put the header and then we'll tighten everything down. Now it's time to get the header installed. Just as a reminder, just in case if you guys have not kept up with the videos or if you guys are new to the channel, these portions of the exhaust, that makes it bolt on, they're all gonna be chopped off. They're all gonna be gone. So I'm not really worried about if there's any exhaust leaks or anything like that, because it's all gonna be V-band. The whole entire exhaust, when I get put on, everything's getting chopped up. Everything's gonna be put onto a V-band, which is gonna make everything a lot easier. It's gonna make me a lot happier and make everything a lot easier, like I said. So I'm not really worried about any exhaust leaks or anything like that right now. So actually, I forgot to put back the O2 sensor. So we gotta plug this back in. If not, it's gonna throw some codes, man. I don't want no codes. There we go. Heard it click. So we're good. So I finally got the header sitting into place, and I cannot explain to you guys how frustrated I am. I don't know if you guys have ever done like a project and you feel like it's a simple project, but it takes you like the whole entire day. I mean, look at it. It's already getting dark already, and I need to put this car back together so I can go to work tomorrow. And I'm trying to finish up this video for you guys. So let me just break it down to you guys. First thing I tried, picking up the intake so I have enough space to go through here. Everything that I did in here, I unplugged wires, I unplugged the injectors, took out the battery. I did so much stuff here that was so useless. So do not waste your time up here doing anything if you're installing a long tube header. I know there's other ones out there. This is Tsudo, but I think they have a weapon R as well. So what I did was, what you're gonna need to do is you need to take off your fans. The fans that you have right here, those, you have to take them off. Take that out. Once you take that out, you'll have these lines that run into, I think it's your coolant. Yeah, it runs into the radiator. So you'll unplug that. There's a screw that goes there, and there's another screw that goes there. And you're also gonna wanna undo your dipstick. That's basically all you need to do. Oh, and you gotta get the header from underneath up. That's all you basically need to do. I wish I could show you guys the steps, but I was just so frustrated. I put the camera down and I was just finessing, taking shit apart, and I finally got it done. So I mean, the header is put into place now finally. I haven't tightened it yet. I still gotta put the gasket onto there, but man, this header has given me so much trouble, guys. So I got the flange tying down, and I can already see two issues. This piece of pipe is touching the oil pan, which is going to create a lot of heat tension right here. I might have to put like a a heat wrap in between this little piece that's right here. Also, it might create some vibration noises because it's metal on metal contact. So I mean, the good thing is that whenever I do go V-band, I might maybe just chop it up right here, bring it down a little bit. Oh yeah, the third thing is, with the stock header, it rested a little bit lower than the oil pan, so my headers would take the impact, not the oil pan. And now it looks like the oil pan is a lot lower than the header. So hopefully we don't crack an oil pan or anything like that. But that's one of the reasons why I like the stock header, was because it went a little bit lower and it would protect the oil pan. It would just hit the header. As you guys could tell, where's the header at? Well, you guys were able to see in the beginning of the video, I mean the S-pipe, not the header, the S-pipe. Because the S-pipe on the stock headers, it would be right there. As you guys can tell, it took all the impacts instead of the header. I mean, instead of the oil pan taking the impact. So there's three things that's wrong right there. But like I said, whenever I do go V-band, I'll just be chopping it up right there, extending it a little bit lower, and trying to make it fit a lot better. What might be causing this issue is I still have SRS, pretty much the whole catback is eBay. So that might mess around with the fitment right here. Maybe that's why it's touching right here. Who knows? But I mean, the exhaust is pretty much tidied down here. Now we just gotta move up here and just tighten these top ones. Issue number 4, while putting back the lines that go into the radiator, this line right here touches the header. So that's the 4th issue that I see right there. There is a decent amount, a little gap, as you guys can tell right there, but I'll probably have to put some header wrap right there as well, just wedge it in between there. But this line went perfectly good. Now, oh, I still gotta put the dipstick screw back on there, and then we can start putting the radiator back on, and that should be the last thing, and we should be ready to fire it up. Oh, actually I gotta put the battery back in. The car is finally put back together. Everything is bolted up where it's supposed to be bolted at. I didn't have any more screws or bolts that I had left over, so we used them all. Usually whenever I do a project, we always get left over like 2 or 1 bolt, but this project we used all the bolts and all the nuts, so it's completely done. Now I'm just gonna remove the jack stands. Usually or normally you would check if there's any leaks or anything like that, but like I said, I want to be changing it out to V-band, just the ends of it, so I don't really care if there's any leaks or anything like that. I already have a leak towards the end, so it's not a big deal to me. But let's get it lowered down and let's get this car started. Yeah, I don't know. It has a higher rasp to it. So I didn't get to end the video last night. I actually ended up doing a live stream for the first time. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, which you guys should, I might be live streaming a little bit more often when there's kind of like things going on like that here and there. So I know there was a couple of you guys out there, so if you guys saw that, you guys saw that, but I didn't vlog it yesterday. There are a few things that I went over in the live stream that were kind of wrong with the TC, well, with the headers and the S-pipe, that I didn't really like about them. And one thing that happened was installing these headers, 4-2-1 race header with the S-pipe, the Tsudo brand. It created a lot more of a rasp. So before I didn't really have a rasp. Now I actually have a rasp because we actually took the catalytic converter off, and that kind of, I guess, it gave it that raspiness. Second thing, it now touches the middle brace for the exhaust, where it holds the exhaust. Before it used to touch it, but it didn't used to vibrate as much. Now it vibrates like crazy. I can hear it from the inside, I can hear it from the outside. I can hear it so much whenever I'm driving the car, so it's kind of driving me nuts. So I mean, this isn't a permanent thing for the exhaust. It is going to change. There's still things that I need to add to. I need to add another resonator, so it's going to have, I'm going to replace the resonator that's on there, so it's going to have it's going to have 2 resonators and a muffler that still needs to be added to it, of course, as well as the dual exhaust, which is not really going to change much of the tone, but what is going to change the tone of it is adding that extra resonator and the extra muffler. So I mean, this exhaust note isn't going to be permanent. Hopefully I'm able to get it fixed by this coming weekend, because it's going to drive me nuts driving it like this. I hate the rasp, I hate the vibrations that the metal to metal contact is making. But I mean, I'm going to show you guys right now. I know in the beginning of the video we did the decibel reading, which one was going to be louder. I'm not even going to do that because I personally don't like it. I don't like how the car sounds right now. I don't like it at all. It does sound like it's a lot louder compared to having the stock headers, but like I said, I personally dislike it right now. Dislike it. So I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like for those of you that missed the live stream, and also show you guys the vibrations that I'm hearing from inside the car. Watch, you'll be able to hear the vibrations like around right here once I start it up. Watch. don't know if you guys were able to hear that. Let me see, I'm trying to put you guys outside. Put you guys right there. You can hear the vibrations when you start up the car. Also, when I reach, like, when I'm actually driving and it reaches up to 2000 RPM, you can actually hear the vibrations as well. Let me see if I can try and keep it there. Like, you can actually hear it. Watch, I'm gonna try and keep it at 2K. I'm pretty sure you guys are able to hear that. I hope you guys are able to hear that because it sounds horrible. Metal contact doesn't sound great at all. I'm hoping to fix this issue pretty soon. Hopefully this Sunday, I'm going to order a muffler and hopefully go to a shop and get that welded. I'm not going to be completing the exhaust because I don't have the diffuser. So we're just going to be exiting out of the pipe is going to be exiting out of the passenger side the way that it is right now. It's just I'm going to be cutting off that muffler, adding a different type of muffler. But let me show you guys how raspy it sounds from the back as well. I hope I was able to capture the raspiness and the metal contact. So like I said, I just like how my exhaust is right now. I don't recommend any of you guys to do it the way the setup that I have it because I don't like it. Like I said, I do have eBay stuff on the car right now, so maybe that's the reason why. You can, like I said, you can mix and match different resonators, different mufflers. You can add more mufflers, more resonators and whatnot, and you can get rid of the rasp. So I'm hoping in this next couple weekends I'm able to take it to a shop and hopefully add another resonator and another muffler and hopefully get rid of that rasp and get rid of all those vibrations. Now that I've actually driven the car to work today and kind of nitpicked on what I dislike, and basically, like I said, I dislike everything. I dislike it all, but it's gonna change soon. It's gonna change soon. Nonetheless, that's where I'm gonna end today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and embrace yourself.